All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call Halayim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, shalom to you elect. And yeah, so according to the reports, it looks like El Mencho is dead. El Mencho is dead. So Esau has to be behind this, all right, with his drone technology, with his CIA, with his different groups that he uses to surveil everybody. What a coinkydink that as these files are getting released, as these things are happening, right? A whole nother event pops off, right? There's mass chaos in Mexico, right? There's all kind of things going on. Matter of fact, I'll play the video. And we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, all right? He's trying to see he does all these things to distract your attention on this event and that event, and boom, and look at this, right? All this shit going on. But our eye is still on this damn devil. Our eyes are still watching this damn devil because this man is behind everything. It's damn Edomite, all right? The earth will not know peace until this damn devil is done. But there's a lot of aspects to touch on pertaining to this situation. There's a lot of aspects to touch on. So let me play the video. Yeah, so in response to the death of El Mencho, the cartel, which may or may not be ran by Esau, I'm pretty sure it's ran by Esau. These cartels are funded. They say that they're as big as Google and Meta and Facebook and all this shit. Come on, man. These cartels don't get to this size without the intervention of the white man. The white man is all behind this shit. These cartels, this guy El Mencho, he ain't nothing but another pawn in the game. Just like what this guy named El Chapo was. El Chapo was a pawn in the game. El Mencho, this other guy from they did the narco show on Miguel Felix Gallardo. All right, all these dudes ain't nothing but pawns. All right, these kingpins in South America. All right, the Jalisco cartel, Mexico, the Medellin cartel. The white man knows about all of them, and the white man's controlling all of them, just like he's controlling these governments. See, you don't have a government. You don't have a government. Your government is the white man's government. That's your government. In your country, the Mexican government, that woman that's up there, what's her name? I don't even know her fucking name. Who cares? She ain't got no power. They do what the white man says. They do what the Edomite says. They do what the Zionist says. The white man over here in America, they answer to the small hatter over there. All right, to the small hatter in Israel. They show you that in the Epstein files. But these different dudes, these different cartel guys, they're definitely agents. And this guy got taken out. They put a $15 million bounty on him. But he had meetings with these damn devils. And these devils, they let these cartels operate with impunity. All right, in Mexico, right? Murdering, killing, shooting. This is all the white man's doing. Remember this. They're not operating on their own will. Okay. Yeah. They are wicked niggas and all that, right? Sellouts amongst our people that terrorize their own people. But Esau taps in with these dudes, and what he does is that he uses them as a control opposition. Shalom Malek. But now you're Kayla. Shalom. Play the rest of this. So this is their job. Their job is to terrorize their own people, the cartels, which they're sellouts. All right. They're Issacharites too. They're whatever they are. They extort their own people at the behest of the so-called white man, who is the devil.
Вон видно какие-то очаги возгорания. Но первое началось он там оттуда, с гор где-то.
This is what the earth looks like underneath the Edomite. It's death, drugs, rape, prostitution, murder, bloodshed, grape, extortion, robbery, deceit. This is what the earth looks like underneath the cracker, underneath the Edomite.
Прям повалил густой дым такой. Здесь все еще валит дым. Лапки какие-то ебашат, что-то они там, видимо, взрывают. Вон вижу еще новый дым появился. Откуда это? Прям с Маликона, что ли? Хуй знает. А, вон еще, кстати, появился дым. Ну, что-то, короче, какие-то, видимо, разборки картеля.
No, las casas de viejos se deben de retirar.
Yeah, so that's the earth. That's the earth for you underneath the devil, man. Okay, they're all of these dudes, all of these cartels, all of these people are all working for Esau, man. All right, I got this article pulled up right here. And this is 2 Corinthians, first of all, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. See, what a coincidence. Same with this dude in Haiti, barbecue. Jake sold us out to kill his own people. That's right. That's right, bro. It says 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. We lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So what a coincidence, right? That as soon as they're releasing these files and everything's coming out on this devil, and you know, people is looking at this damn devil. Now, the Mexican cartel boss is dead, and let's distract the people with all the shit that's going on, and you know, in Mexico with the war on drugs, and now they're gonna get ready to attack Iran and all this shit, right? To divert their attention away from, you know, the rulers of the heads. The spotlight is on them, you know, but they're trying to, you know, deviate the attention of the people. You know, people got short attention spans, right? That's why they had that little shit going on with ICE in Minnesota, all right, where they was murdering U.S. citizens and shit. So that could be a big story, right? So they could do a diversion of sorts. But let me get into this article because it says it's from 2016. It says Nixon's war on drugs was government sanctioned terror on black people. So the so-called war on drugs and all these different things that Esau created were all hoax, you know, to bring about oppression and to control so-called Black, Latino, Native Americans, the Israelites. All right, which these are operations. Esau is always working. Esau is always working, man. He's always working and slithering, maneuvering for control and power on the earth. So as long as this man ruling, as a matter of fact, Revelation 6, let's get that. There shall be no peace upon the earth, man. Revelation 6 and 1. And when the Lamb opened up the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. He went forth conquering and to conquer. And he opened the seal, and I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and that there should be given unto him a great sword. Right, so a great sword was given to this man to take power from the earth. The earth is not going to know peace until the cracker is put under the jail cell, until he's put under the prison, until he's eliminated out the earth. The earth is not going to know any peace. Constant war, bloodshed, violence, the destruction, lies, war on drugs, right? A hoax, right? So let's get into this. It says last week, a quote from Richard Nixon from 2016, March 19th, 2016. Last week, a quote from Richard Nixon's former chief domestic advisor, John L. Richmond, surfaced confirming a disgusting truth that's been well known by black folk for several decades, by Jake Israel. The war on drugs had nothing to do with eradicating a drug epidemic. Instead, it was a ploy to hide the intentional targeting and decimating of the black community. All right. It's all about order out of chaos. All right. Esau has so much fucking blood on his hands, you don't even know half of it. You don't even know half of the blood this motherfucker has on his hands, man. You know, but you niggas, you sellouts, you weak, spineless bastards, all right? Like El Mencho, like the rest of these clowns, all right? El Chapo, Pablo Escobar. They didn't made, they didn't made Pablo Escobar into like a fucking religious figure. You know, they didn't made this guy into like a deity, man. Where this dude, Pablo Escobar, is worshipped by motherfuckers, man. You know, they put him in songs. I want to be like Pablo, I want to be like, they put them all in these songs. And Jake, you grew up idolizing these fucking dudes, man. Tony Montana, Scarface, all this, all that whole culture, that whole, you grow up looking up to these motherfuckers like this is some gangster shit. That's some G shit, That's wickedness, man. That's all. This is all wickedness. So anyway, it says the Nixon campaign in 1986 is an Elrichman quote from John Elrichman, chief domestic advisor. It says the Nixon campaign in 1968 and the Nixon White House after that had two enemies: the anti-war left and black people. You understand what I'm saying? See, no, that's just that wasn't just Nixon's propaganda. All right, that wasn't just Nixon's problem. That's been the white man's problem. Jake is the white man's problem. So he has to keep you under control. So how do he do that? War on drugs, crack in the community. All right, fathers out the house, women run the household. Little babies on drugs. Kids fucked up. They didn't matter. It didn't matter if I had to destroy my own people. It didn't matter if I had to, if some of my own people got caught up in that shit. As long as I get to the target, which is you jakes, as long as I fuck them up, and have them messed up. But see, the Lord had different plans. The Most High has different plans, and He had a remnant, an election that would not bow the knee to the image of Baal, that would not be deceived by lies and drugs and money and bribes. All right. So anyway, it says, you understand what I'm saying. We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the war or be black, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and blacks with heroin, then criminalize them both heavily, we could disrupt these communities. We could arrest their leaders, raid their homes, break up their meetings, and vilify them night after night on the evening news. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. Did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. These motherfuckers are the same ones that consume the drugs that so-called coming from these cartels and these people, right? They say that the drugs come from you, right? From these Latin American countries and all that shit, right? Well, if they're selling it, they're coming over here and get their but Esau and them is allowing it. Esau is the market. Esau is fomenting this shit. And Esau is okay with this, man. Once in a while, they'll say they caught like 100 kilos on a boat somewhere, and then they'll say that was a great bust. We caught 10,000 metric tons or some bullshit like that. But then they'll let go. They'll let through 100,000 tons. And they'll say we can't catch, and then we can't catch everything because it's just too much. Look, they just let that shit go, man. They just because they look, the politician, all the motherfuckers are on that booger sugar. All these people are on booger sugar. Hollywood, all right, they got to get their shit somewhere. All right, that shit don't grow in America. That shit grows in the jungles of Colombia, Venezuela, all right, Nicaragua, all right, all that shit, man. And they have agents, which are these car fucking tails, that sit there because these cartels are run by the CIA and them. As you saw with the Iran Contra and all that shit, right? Danilo Blandon and your man Freeway Rick Ross. He told you all this. The real Rick Ross, not the fat nigga sitting up there talking about he deported Miami. All right, the real Rick Ross. He told you all this. The white man was behind all that shit. I don't even know how they let him talk all this shit. He's sitting there giving interviews, telling you all this shit. That little skinny little demon. All right, that was a CIA plant. Okay, to set up deals with them Nicaraguans and all that shit, come over there and sell it in LA. All right. He was the biggest dude in LA in the 80s, man. This nigga said he was pulling in $3 million a day just selling that coke, that blanco. All right. Now going on here. It says Nixon aide reportedly admitted drug war was meant to target black people. Nixon aide. This is the Nixon aide. His name was John Elrichman, which is a chief domestic advisor. So he made the statement, did we know we were lying about the drugs? Of course we did. So it says Nixon aide reportedly admitted drug war was meant to target black people. I've always believed the war on drugs was a hoax. This is the article, the man who wrote it, or the woman that wrote it, Natasha Alford. I have believed the war on drugs was a hoax from the very beginning. Thus, I felt a wide range of emotions reading this quote. I have seen my own community ripped apart by enforcement of draconian drug laws. Scripts say Isaiah 10:1. Woe to you, decree unrighteous decree, grievousness which you have prescribed. I know people who currently serve sentences related to the same drug that now increasingly became legal. Weed, right? Before they'd give your ass, you get in trouble for weed. Now it's not, now it's not that serious. Certain states legal and shit like that, right? This now is becoming increasingly illegal, is being used to make white folks in the government wealthier. And still, America's embarrassing incarceration rates, disparities, painstakingly outlined in Michelle Alexander's now legendary book, The New Jim Crow, are merely a fragment of the aftermath of Nixon's vicious war on black folk. When the highest levels of government and the now inconvertible spirit of genocide decide to decimate a community, the ripple effects will be unending. The ripple effects are still felt to this day. Right? You didn't have a dad growing up. A lot of Jake didn't have a dad growing up because of these drugs. Because of these drugs. Because of Esau, man. Because Esau gave your dad life in prison for 3 strikes. Or he got his ass killed because he was dealing with Esau's war on drugs, because he was selling drugs, and that shit became a big thing, a big deal. Your uncles, your cousins, your fathers, right? Consider first, all wars need soldiers. The soldiers in Nixon's phony war have been police officers, chief, prosecutors, judges, all law enforcement officials tasked with carrying out inherently racist orders. Now, these presidents, like, they blame Nixon for this shit. This was done. This was done at the behest of the guys above him. So the presidents, they're just figureheads, Oh, this is the Obama administration. This is the Trump administration. This is the Nixon administration. Like, it was Nixon that was doing this. Yes, he was a figurehead for this, but obviously we know the elites behind the scenes, as we're seeing with the Epstein files. So anyway, it says all law enforcement officials tasked with carrying out inherently racist orders. Much of the now well-documented problem with how law enforcement officials interact with communities of color can be traced to the war on drugs, despite the fact that drug use in our country has always spanned broadly across lines of race and class. Our entire system and everyone in it were necessarily taught to view the urban communities as being rightful criminals, and that addicts needed to be cleansed. None of this was possible without Nixon perverting another broken system for his destruction campaign. Mainstream news media, right, that covers stories based upon the white man's narratives. All right, they look at the Mexicans, they're selling drugs. Look at their countries, they're all fucked up. But when they call Mexico corrupt, but look at your fucking country over here. You're supposed to be the bastion of purity and righteousness and democracy and shit, and you're interrupting a democratically elected governments, countries like Venezuela, like Mexico, like like all these different places, where Esau has gone and meddled his bloody red hands on, man. So it says plastering implicitly anti-black propaganda on major networks with regularity is how America was taught to view urban centers and the black people living there as deserving of war. The war soldiers, therefore, are to be supported with a similar blind deference as we are taught to give our military, a comparison which, of course, helps us justify the equipping of the police like they're in combat, right? Your police has been militarized, man. All right, they're breaking into people's homes. All right, they're like a Gestapo, right? Based upon those war on drugs, right? The kind of racist reporting Nixon expressly requested from mainstream media outlets didn't end with Nixon's shameful exit from the White House. 4 decades later, it remains a staple of what America consumes daily. So this ain't just a Nixon thing, right? This is a whole. This is Esau's mo. This is how he operates. This is how Esau operates, man. All right. His objective is to target these tribes. Psalms the 10th chapter. Let's get that too. Psalms the 10th chapter. His objective is to oppress these tribes, man. The man of the earth, that the man of the earth may oppress no more, man. That the man of the earth. Just read it earlier with the brother who was doing a lesson. That the man of the earth, Psalms 10. Yes, sir. It says the matter of fact, I'm gonna start at one. I'm gonna start at one. Matter of fact, it says, "Why standest thou far off? Why hidest thyself in the times of trouble? The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices which they have imagined. For the wicked boast of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth." The wicked, they bless the covetous. They bless these niggas. They bless these devils. They bless these 2/3. All right. That's who they bless. Whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High Yahweh. The Most High Yahweh is not at all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue and mischief and vanity. So everything this man says are lies. All right. The wicked are estranged from the womb, Psalms 58:3. They go astray as soon as they're born, speaking lies, speaking bullshit, vanity, deceit, guile, trickery. You know, it says his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret place doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor, and when he draweth him into his net, he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. And that's what happened. Look, the poor is fallen by his strong ones. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hath hid in his face. He would never see it. Arise, O Lord, and lift up thy hand. Forget not the humble. Wherefore doth the wicked contend the Most High Bashem Shai? He hath said in his heart, thou wilt not requite it. Thou hast seen it, for thou beholdest mischief, and spite to requite with thy hand. The poor commit himself unto thee. Thou art the helper of the fatherless. Break thou the arm of the wicked, and the evil man seek out his wickedness till I find none. So this man's wickedness being found out. All right. His skirt is being lifted up, exposed, as said Isaiah 47. Exposed, man. Skirt being lifted up. So it says, the Lord Yahweh is king forever, and the heathen are perished out of his land. Lord, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou will prepare their heart. Thou will cause thine ear to hear, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, that the man of the earth may oppress no more. So this is all Esau's doing. Okay, this is all Esau's doing. All right, these terrorists in your countries, these cartels. All right, these wicked ass politicians. All right, that are in on the dirt that's going on in these countries. They're in on it. They're all in on this shit, man. You know, all these motherfuckers are guilty, man. You know, they're all guilty. They're not the governing body of the Lord, man. They're the governing body of Esau, man. They help Esau further his fucking enterprise, man. You know, and then they put this vibration on the people, you know, to make them docile and stupid, and to make them fear, to speak up, and if you tell your fellow man that your government's corrupt and all this different shit, they didn't believe it up until 2026. They haven't believed it. you know. But now they're getting ready to what? Not regard their kings or princes. The scriptures tell you that they should not regard their kings nor princes because what? The force, the course shall shall stand in their hand. In fact, let's get that. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. You know, because they're seeing that they're complaining of an ungodly father. It says Sirach 41:7. All right. Just like it did back in the day with the French Revolution and all that shit, right? But see, they're gonna revolt against this man, but they think that they could set up their own government, so we could do this better, you know. We could, you know, we the people, the American people. See, they don't understand that the Israelites starting with Yahweh Shai, 144,000, 1/3, are going to rule over them for their own good. As scripture say, when the righteous are in authority, Proverbs 29:2, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. People are in mourning. So it says, 2 Ezra 15:16, for there shall be sedition amongst men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? They shall not regard their king nor princes. Why? Because they don't believe in the credibility of the government anymore. They don't believe in what the government is telling them, you know. All right. There's no transparency no more. There's no truth, you know. These motherfuckers are telling you one thing and doing another. They're kidnapping your fucking kids, you know, and sacrificing them and eating them and shit, you know. And then they're doing that shit in your countries too. These elites of your countries too. They giving up sacrifice to the white man over here in America, to Baal, to Molech, to this one, to that one. All right. They're running a scheme on these people, man. So the people, the lower level citizens, and the scriptures say that they're going to not regard their kings nor princes. We're not their kings or princes yet. The white man is their king and prince right now. All right. We're just lowly bums, you know. We're just lowly bums, the beggar out the dunghill, as it says in 1 Samuel 2. You know, we're just beggars right now, man. All right. So Esau is the king, right? Esau is the man of the earth. Psalms 10:18. Lest the man of the earth, so the man of the earth may oppress no more. You know, he's the man of the earth. We ain't the man of the earth. We just worms. The Lord said we're worms. Isaiah 41. We just worms. Esau is the fucking problem, man. We didn't go around murdering motherfuckers, killing them, raping their kids, fucking them in the ass, doing all this wicked shit. We didn't do this shit, man. We're not the ones responsible for all this murder and bullshit on the earth. Okay? We're not responsible. I'm talking about the elected Israel. I'm talking about the men of the Lord. I'm talking about the prophets. We're not responsible for this. You know? But yet, here it is, these dummies are angry at you. You know, they're angry at us. They ain't listening to us. They're listening to what the rich man is saying. And the rich man is lying to them. That says Sirach, the 13th chapter. When a rich man speak, every man exalted to the clouds and look to see what he says. You know? Well, look at what he's saying. He's lying to you every fucking day. You know? And when the truth comes out on him, you know, you got you got a split decision. You know, the people, some people are with this man and some people are not. So a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. All right. A kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. All the lies, all the deceit, all the trickery. That's why it says, woe to the bloody city, for it is full of lies, robbery, and the prey depart if not. Now we're going to depart. The Lord's going to make us depart out of the midst of lies. You know? Real quick, man, let's get that too. The prey depart if not. We are the prey, we're being hunted, as it says Psalms 10. All right, them brothers in Mexico are being hunted, man, by their own fucking cartel. All right, by their own so-called people, man. Them cartels is sitting there, you know, hanging people on the highways, you know, cutting people's heads off, genitals on the street, you know, breaking into motherfuckers' house, taking your daughters. You know, I like this one. I like that one. You know, I like that one. You know, taking them and shit. And hey, I was watching this movie with damn, what's the dude named Josh? Was it Josh Dunham? Nah, who was it, man? They went and rescued some Mexican kids, that was getting trafficked. Damn, who was in that movie? I forget, man. I literally watched it like a couple weeks ago, and and basically, man, the cartel they rescued a bunch of kids off a school bus. They was getting ready to go and burn them all because there was witnesses to the crimes that they was committing, right? But anyways, they was CIA agents that was all involved in that shit too. They put it all in the movies, man. This is all documented facts. Nobody should be fucking alarmed or surprised. You know, nobody should be alarmed or surprised. This is documented facts. You know. But anyways, it says Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city, for it is full of lies, robbery, and the prey departed not. This is the bloody city. All right? It's full of lies, robbery, and the prey departed not. Not just the contiguous America, but everywhere, because America's tentacles have extended to South America, the whole earth. Revelation 19:2. All right, let's get Revelation 19:2, man. Get Revelation. See, this man is being revealed. The book of Revelation reveals him. The scriptures reveal this man. Okay, Revelation 19:2. For true and righteous are his judgments. For we have judged the great whore, which doth corrupt the earth. Everywhere is corrupt, man. Mexico's corrupt. Brazil is corrupt. You know, all these places are corrupt because of the Edomite running shit, man. Esau's running shit. Esau's running shit. We ain't running nothing. We ain't running nothing. Your countries are not run by your own people, man. All right, your countries, Haiti, Jamaica, motherfucking whatever, man. Brazil, Mexico. You know, them European countries. Those are Edomite ran countries, anyways. But your countries are not ran by you. You got puppet leaders set up. You got Edomites ruling over you. You got other nations that's making decisions upon you. That's why it says the enemy shall not exact upon him. Let's get that. Psalms, what's that, 89? The enemy shall not exact. Should not exact upon him. Psalms 89:22. It says 89 and 20. It says, I have found David my servant, with my holy oil I have anointed him, with whom my hand shall be established, mine arm also shall strengthen him. The enemy shall not exact upon him, nor the son of wickedness afflict him. The enemy shall not exact upon him, upon the house of David. Because the scripture tell you the house of David shall be his God. Zechariah 12. We read Zechariah 12, the house of David shall be his God. We're going to rule over all the mountains, all the houses. Scripture say Isaiah 2. It says we're going to be above all the mountains. The Lord going to set us up over all the kings of the earth. Matter of fact, let me get that too. So it says 22, the enemy shall not exact upon him, Psalms 89:22, nor the son of wickedness afflict him. And I will beat down his foes before his face and plague them that hate him. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. All right, we shall be higher than the kings of the earth. Okay, the earth. Higher than the kings of the earth, man. Shalom. Son, brother Shawab, I'm on. Shalom. Like, bro, snowed in, man. You know, yeah, brother's all snowed in, man. That shit bad, man. But hey, the Lord's angry, man. The Lord's angry. Sending them plagues. Yeah. So anyway, Psalms 89, and it says the 26th verse. They say, "He shall cry unto me, thou art my father, my God, and the rock of my salvation. I will also make him my firstborn, higher than the kings of the earth." Scripture speak about Scripture say in Hebrews 12, the church of the firstborn. Hebrews 12, it says 22. But ye are come unto Mount Zion, unto the city of the living power, in the heavenly Jerusalem, to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and the church of the firstborn, which are written in heaven, and to the God, the judge of all, and the spirits of just men made perfect. Right? The church of the firstborn, right? So the firstborn gonna be made higher than the kings of the earth. All right. The firstborn will be made higher than the kings of the earth, the liars of the earth, man. The deceivers of the earth, the honorable men, which are the traffickers of the earth, the kings of the earth, man. Psalms 102 and 15. So the heathen shall fear thy name of the Lord Yahweh, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. The kings of the earth, man. The kings of the earth. The corrupt kings of the earth, man. Higher than the kings of the earth. Let's get that again. Where was that at? Higher than these corrupt ass kings of the earth. Psalms 89 and 27. I will also make him my firstborn higher than the kings of the earth. All right, we're gonna be higher than the kings of the earth, man. And these motherfucking liars, you know, that filled the master's house with deceit and violence. All right. Psalms 11 and 4. The Lord Yahweh Shemashai is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. And they see their vile works, man. All right. That's why the Lord is getting ready to flood this place, man, with fire again. The earth get real to and fro like a drunkard. All right, Lord getting ready to visit the earth. Scripture tell you he's gonna melt at his presence. All right, for the violence, all right, perpetuated on this place, man. The evil, the bloodshed. Whoso shedded man's blood, man, is by man's blood shall he be shed. I tell you in Numbers 35 and 33, the land cannot be cleansed thereof by the blood of him that shed it. So Esau, man, this motherfucker got blood out the ass, man. He didn't shed blood like crazy. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Psalms 11 and 5. It says the sixth verse, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. A horrible tempest, that's the nuclear destruction. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness, and his countenance beholdeth the upright. He beholdeth his elect. He has care for his elect. All right. It says Proverbs 10 and 10, he that winketh with the eye causeth sorrow, but a prating fool shall fall. The mouth of a righteous man is a well of life, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. Violence is the only thing these motherfuckers know, man. You know, and that's how they're gonna go down, by violence. By great violence, that great Babylon, you know, shall be taken down. You know. It says a man shall eat good, Proverbs 13:2, by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressor shall eat violence. Proverbs 8:28 and 17, a man that doeth violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit, and let no man stay him. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, but he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. You know, so hey man, like you see with these niggas, El Mencho, all these different dudes getting put to death. Hey, they've trusted in the serpent, man. Them niggas was giving up to vile affections. Lust, vanity, prostitution, wickedness, extortion, bloodshed, manslaughter, all this shit, man. All this shit. Them niggas is enveloped in that shit, following after their daddy, the devil. That's why the Lord told us keep ourselves pure. All right. Keep ourselves unspotted from the world, man. All right. Not following after the fucking serpent, bending over, being faggots, and like the rest of you niggas. El Mencho, El Chapo. All right. All these niggas are through. All these niggas end up dying horrible deaths, getting shamed publicly, you know. You see what I'm saying? And perishing, you know. But the righteous, scripture says, shall live forevermore. I'm talking about the elect, the 1/3, the holy ones, man. The Lord said he would not suffer his holy one to see corruption, you know. So it says, whoso walketh uprightly, Proverbs 28:18, shall be saved. But he that's perverse in his ways shall fall at once. And that's you crooked niggas, man. Because there's a lot of crooked niggas, a lot of crooked jakes, like El Mencho, like the rest of you niggas. You might not be El Mencho status, but you doing dirt on the low, you know? All these motherfuckers that put on that crop uniform and put on that fucking U.S. Army uniform, you just as bad as El Mencho. You got blood on your hands like El Mencho. You supporting a genocide regime, you know? You motherfuckers getting deployed to these different countries to go do the white man's bidding. You know, you in these inner cities oppressing your own people. You working as a fucking judge or an office clerk or bailiff. How the fuck you look at yourself in the mirror? You know, you putting your own people in jail for bullshit. You know, use an asshole, bro. Use an asshole. A lot of you niggas are assholes, man. A lot of you niggas are sellouts, and you deserve what the fuck is gonna come to you, man. But he that walketh uprightly, Proverbs 28:18 shall be saved. You understand? A lot of you niggas, you hate the man of the Lord because you see the upright, righteous spirit that they have and that they stand on business, and you can't do that shit. So, nigga, you talk shit and you say, you know, but you don't have nothing to say about these wicked niggas because you see the Lord is making a separation between him that serve him and him that serve him not. It said Malachi 3:18. The scriptures say Matthew 25, it speaks about the sheep on the left and the goats on the right. The right hand side is prevailing, man. Even though they be few, all right, the Lord told you He's gonna preserve them in His hand, in the shadow of His pavilion, under the shadow of His wings, as the scriptures say, man. You know, shalom to bro, Malak Lab, y'all that's all this fucking violence and deceit that you niggas helped Esau. So you niggas helped Esau, man. Instead of being upright men and having a fucking backbone and stand up to this cracker, you niggas helped Esau, and then Esau turns around and bites you. The scriptures say Sirach 12. This motherfucker right here, Mencho, this dude was a government operative, just like the rest of these dudes are government operatives. El Chapo, El Mencho, Pablo Escobar, Larry Hoover, Freeway Ricky Ross, like we said, Frank Lucas, you name it, They were all government fucking operatives, man. This dude, Big Meech was a big ass operative. All them niggas was used to oppress their own communities, and it was rewarded handsomely. But eventually, that serpent bites you in the ass. You turn around and say, "This nigga was a drug dealer." See, this nigga was a drug dealer. Big Meech was a drug dealer. And then they turn around, put you in prison for 10 years, and then you get out, and then you get a fucking record deal or a book, you know, and then you come back, and then you look like an old fucking fart. You know, you sit there in front of the people talking about Big Meech and Larry Hoover, you know. Use a lame sellout, man. You work for the white man. You niggas work for the white man. All you niggas, you rappers, you entertainers, all you motherfuckers, you movie stars, okay? All you niggas are government operatives. You're set up to sell lies, sell homosexual lifestyles to the people. You set up to fucking lie and deceive and to bring forth vanity and mischief on the earth. And that's why vanity is gonna be your fucking recompense, man. Yeah, I think I'm Big Meech. I think I'm Larry Hoover. And then the simple niggas amongst our people, you know, the damn simpletons, they eat it all up. Oh yeah, DMX and this one and that one, Jay-Z and all these motherfuckers will help the white man further his agenda on the earth. The war on drugs, all right. The rape, robbery, and murder. Why do you think Waka Flocka Flame, when he came across the truth, he ain't gonna receive it? Because all these niggas was responsible for the dirt that happened to our people, promoting nigga shit, promoting dirt, promoting nonsense. Okay? The Lord is raising up his men, his true men on the earth to establish his laws, his statutes and commandments, his prophecies on the earth. That's what he's raising up. And he's bringing down all you fucking spineless bastards, man. You 2/3 niggas. You El Mencho. See, El Mencho, the death of El Mencho symbolizes many things, man. Esau's corruption, you know, the 2/3 niggas falling, you know, the rise of the elect, man, the rise of the true men of the Lord, the upright in heart, the pure. You understand? These niggas are falling, man. The stars of heaven are falling, man. All right. These goddamn, you know, these Esau's buddies, Esau's liaisons in America, you know, in the Israelite community, you know. They're all getting their judgment, man. And the Most High is moving. But Esau's using this as a distraction to take away from his exploits, his dirty laundry out there, man. Oh, look at what's happening in Mexico. Your countries are corrupt. This is your fucking fault. This is Esau's fault, man. This is Esau's fault, corrupting everything that he fucking touches. All your governments are corrupt because of Esau. All the bloodshed and death that happens in these countries is all because of Esau ass, man. Proverbs 28:18. Whoso walketh uprightly shall be saved, the elect. But he that's perverse in his ways shall fall at once. Though hand joining hand, wicked shall not go unpunished. El Mencho, a demon, shall not go unpunished. The Most High will turn around. You made a deal with the serpent. Okay, that serpent gonna bite you in the ass. He gonna come and shoot you right in your head and torture your ass like the Kiki Camarena. You ever remember Kiki Camarena, the little DEA cop that got tortured to death in the 90s by Miguel Felix Gallardo and them? Well, Miguel Felix Gallardo got put to death too in a grievous fucking way. But hey, they all getting their judgment, man. They ain't no honor among thieves. Esau don't care about you. He just using you niggas as a avenue, as a vessel for evil, amongst your communities, man. He uses every one of you dumb niggas, man. He uses you and then he discards you. Okay, look at this nigga. He was selling drugs and he was trafficking kids. Nigga, the number one drug dealer on the earth is the Edomite, man. All this bullshit talking about the Mexican cartel and the Sinaloa cartel and man, that's bullshit, man. The white man is the number one motherfucking drug dealer, man. The white man is the number one motherfucking terrorist, man. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain persons shall have poverty enough. And you fucking jakes, you're weak. You have weak stomachs, man. Look at all this. Look at the wars and all this bullshit happening. And because we use harsh language or something like that, they get offended. Oh, I gotta click off the video. Your people are sick. All right, they're sick and they're fucking weak. They're weak as hell, man. This should make you angry, but your eyes are not fucking open, and you get offended. Oh, you harsh language. These motherfuckers are raping, robbing, and murdering you every fucking day. Every day, you getting played. You getting your wages kept back by fraud. The wicked are walking on every side and walking all over you while the violent man is exalted. I tell you, Psalm 12:8. You need to get offended. Boy is weak, man. Boy is weak. Proverbs 28:19. He that tilleth his land shall have plenty of bread, but he that followeth after vain persons shall have poverty enough. A faithful man shall abound with blessings, but he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. You niggas made haste to be rich. You did everything, anything to be rich. Snake your own. You know how much blood these Mencho niggas have on their hands just so they could please the devil, the white man, just so they could live a little prosperous life for 20, 10 years, whatever, oppressing the shit out of their people. You know why these countries are poor? Because of Esau first and foremost. And then when Esau took the resources, then he could set up these puppet governments, and then he goes around oppressing the people, you know what I'm saying, with wage slavery and all this shit. And the cartels is how these countries stay poor. That's how they remain poor. That's how they remain, in as third world countries through these wars and you know what I'm saying, constant warfare and all this shit. That's why your countries never evolve. They never get nowhere. All right, they never become world powers. How you do that? Through war on drugs. A constant war on drugs. That shit never ended. So-called war on drugs. That's a war on so-called black people, Israelites, man. As we read in the article, as that woman said in the 2016 article, as the man John Erishman said, we knew we was fucking selling drugs to the people. We knew we were selling drugs. Of course we knew that. Well, of course we knew that the drugs was a hoax. Of course we knew that shit. It was just a way that we could get to you niggas, man. So we could arrest your leaders, so we could blame you and make you the poster child of the drug epidemic, So it says, a faithful man shall abound with blessings, and he that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. So you niggas make haste to be rich in Esau's world. This is Esau's world. I don't care what you say. This is Esau's fucking world. All right. He that maketh haste to be rich shall not be innocent. These motherfuckers are not innocent. I don't feel bad for them niggas. They get put to death for fucking with Esau. The serpent bit your ass, man. The serpent got you good. Look at the dirt you done did to these poor families, man. These women you done fucked over, man. You done did your people dirty. You ain't no fucking leaders. You're not no motherfucking leaders. You a bunch of cowards, man. You niggas are cowards. You picking on the little ones, the little kids, and then look at Esau's ass behind the scenes. You see? Niggas weak. You're not the men of the Most High. You're not the leaders. You're not the kings of Israel. You're not the rulers of the earth. You're a low level. You're a low level Jakes. Matter of fact, when you come back in the kingdom, you're gonna have your fucking head down. As the scripture tell you, many shall rise to everlasting shame and contempt. They that turn many unto righteousness shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. So it says, Jeremiah 20:8, for since I spake, I cried aloud. I cried for violence and spoil, because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily. All you see is violence and spoiling in the midst of your people. Then I said, I would not make mention of him nor speak anymore in his name, but his word was in my heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones. I was weary with forbearing and I could not stay. We have no choice but to speak the word. The word is within us. It burns as a fire, you know, because somebody has to do this. Somebody has to. Who was standing for me? Psalms 94:16 against the workers of iniquity, you know. Who was standing for me against the evildoers? It says Jeremiah 22:3, thus said the Lord, execute judgment and righteousness and deliver the spoiler out of the hand of the oppressor. You niggas help the oppressor. You motherfuckers help this man. You sit there in his fucking meetings, you know, and you know, you sit there and get blackmailed by him because you're doing dirt. You know, he blackmails some of these dudes into you know, or he threatens your life. He threatens these niggas' life, and they're scared to die and all this shit. So yeah, we're gonna do Esau's bidding. The Lord said, "Fear not him that can kill the body and soul, but kill the body, but him that can kill the spirit and soul in hell." All right, he that can destroy your spirit, man. Oh yeah, you gonna fear this man? Well, this cracker man gonna make you sell out. They're gonna make you start doing dirt to your people. So he gets them influencers, them people with influence, and he uses them. All the motherfuckers are compromised, man. They're all compromised, man. Some of them kind of, you know, wake up at the end, like a Larry Johnson, and they kind of turn around and they start telling on their handlers and shit. But see, they're not the men of the Lord. They ain't coming out the scriptures. They're not coming out the scriptures. If the scriptures say, "He that speaketh he that's the Most High sent, speaketh the words of the Most High, speaketh the prophecy, speaketh the truth." All right, they hold back their eyes from bribes, from seeing evil, from partaking in the world. That's why the Lord told us to be separate. That's the only way the Lord gonna deal with us, man. You niggas are too far gone in this world, and that's why the Lord is far from you, man. And that's why you fall into the hands of your daddy, the devil, and he gets you to do what he wants you to do. You know, he gets you to do your own people dirty. He gets you to murder. He gets you to sell drugs. He gets you to prostitute your women, your own people, prostitute yourself, prostitute your integrity. He gets you to say agendas that's against your own best interests. You know, so it says, execute judgment and righteousness and deliver the spoiler out of the hand of the oppressor, and do no wrong and do no violence to the stranger, the fatherless, nor the widow, neither shed innocent blood in this place. For if you do this thing indeed, then there shall enter in the gates of this house kings sitting upon the throne of David, riding in chariots and horses, and he and his people and his servants. But if you will not hear these words, I swear by myself, saith the Lord, that this house shall become a desolation. That's what has happened. That's what has happened. This house has become a desolation, man. Look at this fucking place. Look at your people. A house set on fire, man, because of these fucking rascals, these two-third niggas, these demons, and these sellouts that have aided Esau in his conquest, you know, on the earth, man. So as long as Esau's ruling shit, ain't gonna be no peace, man, on the earth. Jeremiah 51:3, 35, my bad. Jeremiah 51:35. The violence done to me in my flesh shall be upon Babylon. Shall the inhabitant of Zion say, and my blood shall be on the inhabitants of Chaldea, shall Jerusalem say. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will plead thy cause and take vengeance for thee, and I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. Because this place is a land flowing milk and honey, so her springs are going to be dry. It says her and Babylon shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, and an astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions, and they shall yell as lion whelps. In their heat I'll make their feast, and I'll make them drunken, and that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not awake, saith the Lord. This place gonna go to bed and it's gonna take a long dirt nap, and ain't gonna never arise. Ain't gonna never come out that sleep. Okay, I'll bring them down like lambs to the slaughter. like rams, like he goes. Who is Shishak taken? How is Shishak taken? How is the praise of the whole earth surprised? This is the praise of the whole earth. The whole earth looking at this bitch like, oh, not no more. Not no more. Now they looking at this place like, these are a bunch of freaks. These are a bunch of weirdos eating cannibals and shit, Sissy boys. Silly boys, man. How is Babylon becoming an astonishment amongst the nations? The sea is come up upon Babylon. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land and a wilderness. Miami, Texas, you know what I'm saying? New York, Chicago, LA, San Diego, Seattle. Her cities have become a heap, a desolation. It says a dry land and wilderness, a land wherein no man dwelleth, neither doth any son of man pass thereby. And I will punish Bel in Babylon, and I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he hath swallowed up, and the nation shall not flow together any more unto him. Yeah, the wall of Babylon shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai, lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall come both in 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come that I will do judgment upon the graven images of Babylon, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heaven and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come from her unto her from the north, saith the Lord. Yeah. From Russia with love. As Babylon have caused the slain of Israel to fall. There you go. So at Babylon shall fall all the slain of the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away and stand not still. Remember the Lord afar off, and let Jerusalem come into your mind. We are confounded because we have heard reproach. Shame have covered our faces. For strangers are coming to the sanctuary of the Lord's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, saith the Lord. A sound of a cry coming from Babylon, and great destruction from the land of the Chaldeans, because the Lord has spoiled Babylon and destroyed out of her the great voice when her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voice is uttered. Because the spoilers come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken, and for the Lord Yahweh Shemashai recompenses shall surely requite, and I'll make her drunk her princes and her wise men, her captains and her rulers, and her mighty men. They shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not awake, saith the Lord of hosts, whose name is the God of armies. Thus saith the God of armies, the Lord of hosts, the broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burnt with fire. The people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire they shall be weary. All right. So as long as Esau ruling, the earth can no longer know no peace. Okay. The earth can know no peace, man. So because of that great violence, the sword shall follow you, man. I said because of that perpetual hatred against that brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. It says Ezekiel 49 and 45 and 9. It says, thus saith the Lord God, let it suffice you, O Prince of Israel, remove violence and spoil and execute judgment and justice. Take away your exactions from my people, saith the Lord God. All right, take away, it says, execute judgment and justice and take away your exactions from my people. Remove violence and spoil. Ezekiel 45 and 9. So it says, Joel 3 and 19, Egypt shall be a desolation and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for the Lord dwelleth in Zion. And he ain't gonna let the damn devil exact upon us anymore. It says Psalms 89 and 27. The damn devil, the enemy shall not exact upon him, man. All right. Psalms 89 and 27. It says, also I'll oh, this is a different one. This is different. Let's go with two. I'll make him my firstborn higher than the kings of the earth. The enemy should not exact upon him. Right. I got mixed up with the other one I was reading earlier. Exact the enemy, damn enemy. Should not exact upon us anymore, man. Psalms 89 and 22, my bad. 22. It says, the enemy shall not exact upon him, nor the son of wickedness afflict him. For I will beat down his foes before his face and plague them that hate him. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and in my name shall his horn be exalted. And I will set his hand also in the sea, and his right hand in the river shall crown to me, thou art my father, my God, and the rock of my salvation. And I will also make him my firstborn higher than all the kings of the earth, that my mercy I will keep for him forever, and my covenant shall stand with him. And his seed I will make to endure forever, and his throne as the days of heaven. His children forsake my law and walk not in my judgments. If they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then I will visit their transgression with the rod, with the white man, with the Assyrian, the staff of my hand, which is the rod of my indignation. Isaiah 10 and 5. All right. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from him, nor suffer my faithfulness to fail. My covenant I will not break, nor alter the thing that have gone out my lips. Once I swore by my holiness that I will not lie unto David. His seed shall endure forever, his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon, as a faithful witness in heaven. And the kingdom of heaven will come on earth, be established. The throne of David set up on earth through the Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, which it says Psalms 110 and 3, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. All right. So as long as Esau is around, there could be no peace. The earth can't know no peace. We can't know no peace. All right. The earth can't be prosperous. It's not going to yield its fruit. All right. It's going to be a perpetual desolation. The earth has been made a wilderness underneath this damn devil, a war zone, you know, a place of lies, you know. So it says the enemy shall not exact upon him, Psalms 89 and 22. The enemy shall not exact upon him, nor the son of wickedness afflict him. All right, so the damn devil is going to go into a pit, which he did for us. It says Psalms 9 and 16. All right, and all you niggas that join onto him, all right, going to fall with him. All right, like El Mencho. So with that, call him like Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Shalom, Labaquan Shah, Yasharala, Mawaf, Abba, Adawanya.